Hello everyone, Kryptonite here and welcome back to another Schedule 1 guide. So as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we're going to talk about dealers and how to fully optimize them, what their best customers are, what their best strain is, and all of the goodies associated with them. So to start with, today we're going to be starting with Benji, Molly and Brad, the first three. This is going to kind of be a lot of information in this one, so I thought I'd split it into two parts. So we'll do the first three dealers to start with. So the first dealer we will come across is Benji here at the motel. So if we head over to our contacts, we can see Benji here in Northtown, and he is just in here at room number 2. We can knock on the door and interact with him. Now to unlock the access to be able to use a Benji, there's a few things we need to do first of all. So hopefully you have gone round and you have unlocked all the customers in this area. If not, they will appear on your map like this and potential customer. And what you want to do is just give them pretty much any product to start with, and eventually they will become your customer. Now from there, there's a few customers we need to focus on to get their reputation up to unlock the dealer Benji. So we have Chloe over here, we have Ludwig over here as well, and we also have Beth Ben. Now the best way to do this I found is just grow a lot of product and just sell them yourself. So head on to products, find the product that you have made and just click sell. I wouldn't worry about chasing these individual customers who start with. I would just carry on and just deal to everyone you can. You should unlock Benji in no time at all. Now believe it or not, each dealer has a specific customer list that you want to use and also a specific strain as well. So if we head over to the dealers tab, once you've unlocked it, you will see here we have the dealer management tab and we have the list of customers here. So as you can see, Benji has sour diesel. Now I wouldn't worry too much about the actual strain of products you're using, especially when you're starting out. I would just focus on mainly dealing with the green crack. The reason being is because the addictiveness is high, so it will definitely get your customers hooked on. So I would just focus on green crack to start with, just stock them all up until you've got a bit further in the game when you unlock the chance to mix in. And I would probably go as far as saying until you unlock the barn, just so you've got enough room. So the customer list, we have here Austin Steiner, Donna Martin, Kathy Henderson, Cole Cooley, Sam Thompson, Peggy Myers, Jesse Waters and Ludwig Mayer as well. Now the reason why I've picked these customers is because these customers are all located in Northtown. So there's quite a few customers to choose from. So we want to kind of pick the customers that are closest to the dealer. So focusing on Northtown. Now as you can see, you can only have 8 customers assigned to a dealer, so you have to pick these quite wisely. Now I'm going to put a spreadsheet on screen now and you will see why I have picked these certain customers. So as you can see on screen, I've highlighted the effects that they all have in common. Now this, as I said, will come a bit later on in the game when we go to mixing. We'll go a bit further detail into this a little bit later on in the video. But as you can see, we have here Austin, Donna, Kyle and Sam all have munchies, and then Kathy, Peggy, Jesse and Ludwig all have energizing. Now we can make this strain with sour diesel using only 3 ingredients, which are unlocked pretty early on. So if you wanted to take the time to do that, you could. So as I said, Benji's favorite strain in relation to his customers are sour diesel. So next we are going to move on to Molly. So Molly can be found sort of when you unlock access to the bungalow, which is kind of just down this area over here. So here is the bungalow, and as you can see, all of our workers are hard at work. And what you are looking for is this building, this apartment building directly next to the bungalow. Now this is all located in Westville. So as we can see here, Westville has a fewer amount of customers over here, and also the dealer Molly. So to unlock Molly, you first need to unlock Westville, and then you want to do exactly the same again. You want to get all your potential customers, and then there's a few we need to focus on. So we've got Jerry Montero over here, we have Charles Rowland, and we have George Green. So these 3 here are the ones that you want to build the reputation to unlock the dealer Molly. So just to clarify where Molly can be located, she can be located just at this door here, number 1. And there you go. We have Molly over here. So let's talk a little bit about Molly's list. So we're going to dealers and we're going to go on to Molly. So at the moment, I've just kind of gave Molly everything I had in my inventory just to get rid of it basically. So as you can see, she's got a fair bit. I might take this sour diesel off her, give that to Benji because it kind of works better for him. So if we look at Molly's list, you can see that we've only got 6 out of 8 assigned customers. Now there's a reason for that. So after me playing around with the dealers and the customers and everything like that, as I said before, you want to kind of pick the ones that have a pair for when you come to mixing. So these were the 6 that had an effect in common. So I chose to just use these and not assign extra customers because they might not be happy with what the product your dealer has. So that's just something to bear in mind when you're selecting. Sometimes it's not beneficial to fill them all up. So all of these customers are around the Westville area as well. And again, I will show you the spreadsheet I have on screen. So we have here Keith Wagner, Jerry Montero, Joyce Ball, Doris Lubbin, Meg Cooley, and George Green. Now, as you can see here, we have Keith and we have Doris with Tropic Thunder, and then the Jerry, Joyce, Meg, and George Green. We have thought provoking, all as a common effect as well. And Molly's favourite strain for her customers is the Granddaddy Purple. So to fully utilise Molly, including the ingredients we need for mixing, we need Addy, which is unlocked quite later on at a higher level. You probably can't fully max out Molly to her full potential until a little bit later on, but I'm sure all of you can find a way to at least do the thought provoking, just because there's more of them. That will keep majority of her customers happy. So last but not least, we have Brad. So let's quickly find a bed to sleep in. So it is daytime again, and that way we can kind of all see what we're doing properly, and I will show you where you can find Brad. So here it is, a nice fresh morning, so we can actually see what we're doing. Now Brad can be located from the motel. If we just quickly go on to contacts, he is available in downtown. So if we have a look at our map in downtown, we can see Brad just here in the middle. So to unlock Brad, you want to focus on Eugene, Buckley, you want to do Biggle. If you are wondering why these aren't unlocked, I'm using a fairly new save which I use for a lot of testing and everything. So that is why, but I've got plenty of information on Brad. So we've got Randy Bullfield over here. Sometimes he can be a little bit awkward to unlock as a potential customer. And then we have Brad over here. So Brad can be located just here at this little parking area just here, just in this tent. If you knock on him, there is Brad just there. So now for the nitty gritty stuff. So on screen, I will show a screenshot of Brad and his dealers that you want to assign to him. The customers you want to assign to him, sorry. So you've got Eugene Buckley, Elizabeth Homely, Lewis Greg Figgle, Philip Wentworth, Randy Caulfield, Kevin Oakley, and Jennifer Riviera. So these ones were a little bit more difficult, but even though there's only 6 of the customers that have something in common, apart from the one, which is Eugene Buckley, you could potentially eliminate Eugene off the list and just have 7. But what's handy is Randy and Kevin actually have no preference at all, so that's nice and easy. But we have Elizabeth and Greg with Tropic Thunder, and then Lewis, Philip, and Jennifer with Shrinking. Now this mix isn't so much expensive, but it does take 5 of the components. So now that's all cleared up, we're going to go into the nitty gritty of all the mixing. So we're going to head over to my barn location. You can just ignore this complete mess. I did use some vans to kind of block off the police a little bit so we won't get hassled so much during the night, but it seems like every time a police vehicle is supposed to load in, it's kind of caused havoc for my game, so I'm guessing I'll fix that at some point. So here we are at the wonderful barn, and this is kind of my mixing facility. So what I have here is things all set up to account for all 3 dealers. So my bungalow is where I grow all my product and then I transport it myself over here. So something I did forget to mention is Brad. His favorite strain for his customers is OG Kush. So what we have here is we have a shelf over here, which has got the sour diesel, and these 2 mixers just here. So, or these 3 mixers just here. So I'll bring the spreadsheet back on screen, and as you can see for Benji, it's sour diesel, and we'll do kook, motor oil, and then kook again, and that will give us the final product, which is this one here. Obviously the names are random, so it might not be the same as yours, but it's ice cream slime. And as you can see here, we have Munchies, refreshing, energizing, and athletic. So the 2 we need are Munchies and energizing. So for Molly, we have here, we have Viagra, and then we have Addy. So just those 2 mixes, which give us this one here, which is the fruity variety, which as you can see has gingeritis, thought-provoking, and tropic thunder. So bringing the spreadsheet back on screen again, as you can see, thought-provoking and tropic thunder are the 2 we need. So that one is nice and easy. And last but least is Brad. So for Brad, we need shrinking and tropic thunder with the OG Kush. So over here, we have our mixing station. So we've got 5 over here. And as you can see, we have Magic Bean, we have Energy Drink, we have Bananas, another load of energy drink, and then Viagra as well. And what that brings us is what we have here called LA Express, which has calming, sneaking, shrinking, gingeritis, and tropic thunder. The 2 we need are tropic thunder and shrinking. Now, if you want a better guide on how to set all of this up, just the way I have with, obviously you can do it your own variation, but let me know down in the comments. I can do a guide for that. And then this is my bungalow, which is my product growing factory over here. So all 3 different strains are being grown here. And we have our end product, which we might as well grab and send over to our barn. But while I do that, you leave a nice like on the video, hit that subscribe button as well. And that is going to be all for our comprehensive guide of the first 3 dealers, Benji, Molly, and Brad. Hopefully you have liked the video and found it helpful. And I'm sure I will see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching.